Hayward Field is no stranger to greatness. Behind these gates, some of the world's most accomplished athletes have earned their titles. To you live from PK Park, where the 25th ranked Oregon Ducks and the Stanford Cardinal just had a complete showdown on offense. Moving on to this week's top play. Ennis storms down the court, tosses it to Tyler Dorsey, who single-handedly ends the drought in California with this wet three. Although the Ducks lost key players such as Marcus Mariota, Eric Armstead, and Ifo Ekpe-Olumu to the 2015 NFL Draft. Coach White has the #1 recruiting class in the nation this year. Do you think that's going to be the little bump to push him over the edge and finally bring the trophy home to Eugene? You got it, Emma. It's April, ladies and gentlemen, and you know what that means? Yes, it is finally acceptable to talk about Oregon football again. Ask any basketball player what it's like to play on a team, and they'll tell you it's like playing with their brothers. However, we've talked X's, let's talk O's, and the inevitable conversation, who's gonna fill Marcus Mariota's shoes? We're out here at Matthew Knight Arena, home of the Oregon men's basketball team, who, after going down to Los Angeles and sweeping the LA schools, the Ducks came to play with their axes here tonight at Autzen Stadium, chopping down the Cardinal 45-16. Thanks, guys. Although the Ducks lost key players such as Marcus Mariota, Eric Armstead, and Ifo Ekpe-Olumu to the 2015 NFL Draft, the Oregon football recruiting team is keeping a one door closes, another one opens mentality. Even though the Ducks are unranked for the first time in 6 years, a string of 4-star recruits have verbally committed to Oregon, and one 5-star USC decommit has scheduled a Ducks visit. Thomas Ahrens, Director of Recruiting Operations, stated that he believes big recruits are interested in Oregon because of the opportunities there are for playing time in nationally broadcasted games.
We have a saying with anybody that's doing well on Sundays is going to help kids on Fridays. So getting those guys on Fridays committed to us to play on Saturdays to ultimately play on Sundays. So any success we have, and obviously Marcus and Eric Armstead were tremendous teammates, tremendous players. Those guys, it all speaks really, really well for our program. And obviously I think recruits, when they're looking at that, they want to know obviously a place where they can get a degree, but they want to see on the field success. And definitely the NFL is a big part of that.
But it isn't just stars or rankings that the Oregon football recruiting team looks at.
We don't look at stars at all. For us, there's a whole background of what we do, but there's so much more that goes into it, especially in becoming an Oregon Duck. We're looking into guys, what they're doing on social media, what type of person they are at the school, what people outside of the football program have to say about these guys that we're recruiting. So on top of them being really good football players, they're really good guys.
The Oregon football recruiting team hopes to bring in 50 to 75 potential recruits before the season ends. Reporting from Autzen Stadium, I'm Lena Bond. Back to you guys at the desk. Hello, I'm Lena Bond, and welcome back for yet another episode of Duck TV for 3. It was a busy weekend for Oregon athletics, so let's get straight to the action. The Ducks piled on the wins during the final day of the Oregon Relay Saturday at Hayward Field, finishing with a total of 8 victories from the likes of Devin Allen, Ashanti Horsley, and Marcus Chambers. None may have been bigger than Cole Walsh, who carried over momentum from a solid indoor track season, clearing a PR of 17.9 to win the pole vault. Moving on to the hardwood, Ducks freshman guard Tyler Dorsey is following teammate Dylan Brooks' lead in planning to declare for the NBA draft without hiring an agent. This approach leaves the door wide open for the Ducks standouts to withdraw from the draft by May 25th and still return for an Oregon season. ESPN college basketball analyst Chad Ford lists Dorsey as the 60th ranked prospect in this year's draft. Over at PK Park, Oregon baseball scored a total of 24 runs this weekend, sweeping the 3-game series against USC. On Saturday, Oregon had 13 hits and recorded its most runs in a Pac-12 game this season with 12. Starting pitcher Cole Irvin didn't have his best game of the season, but his teammates kept him in the game by scoring 7 runs in the second inning. Oregon is now over 500 in conference play for the first time this season. The Ducks look to continue their 5-game winning streak when they travel north to take on the 7th-ranked Oregon State Beavers at Reser Stadium Monday night. The Beavers are coming off an upset series loss against another Pac-12 rival, Washington State. The 2nd-ranked Oregon acrobatics and tumbling team earned a 2-event national championship Saturday night at the NCATA Individual Event Finals at the Farrell Center. At the conclusion of the competition, sophomore Taylor Galvin and senior Nicole Sable were both named NCATA All-Americans. And now it's time for this weekend's Top 5 highlights. Number 5, Stephen Packard with the ground rule double over the right field wall. This man needs just one more double and one more multiple RBI game to move into the top 10 in both categories. Moving on to number 4, USC outfielder Timmy Robinson launches an absolutely massive home run to left field. Ooh, that one has gotta hurt. Robinson led his team with a double and 3 RBIs on the day. Number 3, the Hayward crowd has come to expect Devin Allen to win every time he steps on the track, and boy, oh boy, does this man deliver. Allen racked up a total of 3 victories on Saturday. Number 2, damn Devin, back at it again with the W. I swear, ladies and gentlemen, this man cannot lose. The dual sports star has earned 7 wins between the Pepsi Invitational and Oregon Relays. And lastly, number 1, Tim Susnara built a double off the right field wall in the 4th inning. Looks like the USC defender lost track of that baby, allowing an Oregon runner to score. And well, that's it for this week's episode of Duck TV for 3. Be sure to tune in to Duck TV Sports this Wednesday at 8 p.m. for news, analysis, and more. Until then, I'm Lena Bond.